You ready? You ready, Alayna?
Yeah.
Isaac, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. And now it's time for another episode, a new episode of a new season or volume, whatever we're going to call it, of Lumpy Pear's Bedtime Adventures. Okay, you ready?
Yes. Yes.
Pop, pop. Suddenly, two new citizens of the Minecraft world appeared. It was Princess Alayna and her big brother Isaac. Okay, I need you to be quiet. There they stood on a beautiful beach, and the sun was shining. But it wasn't too warm. In fact, it was perfect. With a nice gentle breeze blowing from the sea, they looked around. Wow, Isaac said, this place is amazing. They looked all around. There was a big, wide river to the south that was flowing into the ocean. And there was a great big forest behind them. Or it looked that way since they couldn't really see too far past the trees. And off in the distance was a very, very, very tall mountain. So tall it looked like it had snow on it, which was amazing on top of the mountain. Because they were standing on a nice warm beach and they could see a mountain with snow on the top. Well, Alayna said, we better get to work. It's not going to be light outside forever. And when it gets dark, I don't want to sleep outside. Anything could come crawling out of that forest at night. You're right, Isaac said. Let's get to work. Since it was their first day in the Minecraft world, they didn't have anything except the clothes they were wearing. Alayna had a beautiful pink dress, and Isaac had some cool and relaxed beach attire, like he was ready for a vacation. But they both knew they'd better get to work. The sun would go down, and creepy crawlies would come out to play. Shh, you'll be quiet. Except spiders and skeletons, creepers, even sometimes an Enderman might show up out of nowhere and freak us all out. Usually, Isaac and Alayna get along nicely. Fortunately, this was one of those times. And it was a good thing, too, because they needed a shelter, and they needed it fast. And they ran to the edge of the forest and broke off as many branches of the trees that they could. Isaac made a crafting table for them to work on, and Alayna immediately made 2 axes to chop wood. Chop, 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 choppity chop. Okay, I think this is enough, said Isaac. And they ran back halfway between the beach and the forest to build their shelter. I think this is a great spot, said Alayna. Not too close to the beach in case the tide comes in, and not too close to the forest where the creepy things hang out. So they made wood planks and blocks and even made a door just as the sun was going down. It was not a big fancy building at all. In fact, the most fancy thing about it was the door, because it had tiny windows on it so they could peek out. But it was barely tall enough for them to stand up and barely big enough for them to lay down for the night. They didn't have any food. They didn't have a torch. But they were safe. And if they got thirsty, they could run for a drink from the river. They watched the sunset. It was beautiful. Then they went into their little hut and shut the door. And just as they shut the door, they looked out their tiny windows on the door and saw something glowing all the way across the sea, flickering like a little light or a fire. Whoa, that's cool, Isaac said. Yeah, I wonder what that is, Alayna asked. And they stared at it for a good few minutes. And then they were interrupted by a loud rumble sound. Spiders, screamed Alayna. Zombies, screamed Isaac. There it was again, except now they were listening and it sounded like it was in their little fort with them. There it was again, and another one. Wait a second. It's not a monster or spider or anything. Look, put your hand right here. Isaac pointed to Alayna's stomach. Isaac had his hand on his stomach too. There it was again. It was their empty tummies. Well, it won't be fun to go to bed hungry. But we can do it for one night. Right, Alayna? Yes, definitely, Alayna said. So they laid down, tired, and tried to get some sleep. And they could hear all kinds of creepy things and noises outside. They didn't dare even talk. They just laid there quietly until they fell asleep, all while wondering what was that light they could see shining off so far away. Dun, 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 dun. That is the end of episode 1, volume 2, or season 2, the new story with new characters. Oh, salute. What?
Do you know what I think you should call this episode?
What should this episode be called?
The Shining Light. So like
The Shining
The
Light.
Shining Light. What is the Shining Light? What do you think it is?
Now pause it. Pause it. Pause it.
No, we're not pausing it. What do you think the Shining Light is?
maybe
That was the end. Or maybe not.
Well, no, that was the end of the first episode. It was kind of across the sea. That's what it looked like to them.
I think it's either an ancient.
I'm actually
I
calling
think it's
it.
an underwater
Wait, no.
city which has drowns in it.
I'm just playing with this. Wait,
Underwater city, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out maybe in the next episode.
Finish the episode.
But
Wait,
it
no.
definitely is curious. All right, good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow with another episode of Lumpy Pear, Volume 2. Lumpy Pear's Bedtime Story.
Your hands.
Oh, shh.
Can we hear it?